Is the Seacoast Beach really worth it? In this San Pedro Neighborhoods Explain episode, we will go in depth into the entire Seacoast Beach area. We will be discussing the possibilities of Seacoast Beach as a land banking opportunity, a home retirement hub, or a property rental hub, and the viability of those options in the Seacoast Beach. We will also be discussing most of the best features that the Seacoast Beach has to offer, along with the major pros and cons of the area. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There are 12 total areas or subdivisions in the Seacoast Beach area. The first one is right behind me and is the first one that you see coming in, which is the Seacoast Beach Cutoff. I believe this area will be a prominent commercial neighborhood because of the availability and visibility that you have. Also because the gas station, as you can see, is coming right behind me. There is only one established home in the area and there's not much resale opportunities here yet. Lagoon front lots are going right over 250,000 in the back end, and then you have roadside lots that, depending the size, can go a couple $100,000 in price. Most of the area obviously has been reclaimed lagoon that was backfilled a significant time ago. Now, when it comes to the distance of Seacoast Beach, is located 4 miles north of San Pedro town and a further 3 miles west into the area. Things to know is that only 3 of those 4 miles are currently paved, and a couple of those areas in the paved road are currently receiving some renovation work to make the ride to Seacoast Beach a lot smoother. When it comes to maintenance of the main road, the reality is it does happen, but it has to be an organized effort by the neighborhoods here and by the owners to be able to take care of the Seacoast Beach Road a couple times a year. The area you just saw is what I've heard of as Colonia San Diego, the first one. Now, this area is categorized for its large 1-acre roadside plot maps. Those lots go anywhere from 199 to 315,000 that I've seen in the market. There are a couple residential size lots in the back where they go anywhere from 6,000 square feet to 9,000 square feet at a price of anywhere from 35 to 55,000. Now, the one thing about this Colonia San Diego that I have to say is that it is one of the areas with the highest elevations. You can see it through the drone footage of how higher above the road the area is. There is approximately over 200 lots in the area. The area behind me is the Grand Mayan Estates. It has approximately 150 lots, and the sizes of these lots vary, but the most common sizes are anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 square feet of space. It's important to know that this area has some sort of restrictions, just a little, because the south side of this area only allows residential use. Yes, you can have your properties in Airbnb if they're there, but you cannot have a commercial building. Now, the north side of the area does allow commercial building opportunity. Giving you an example, these roadside lots that were listed and sold a couple months back, the roadside ones went for 55,000 and the second row went for 45,000. Now, farther back, you have prices anywhere from 25 to 35,000. That is about the ball range on the prices in this area. This area here also is in front of a newly proposed area that will have canal accesses lots in the back and that way as well. There's not a lot of information out there to the public about that new area, but like any development here, it probably is just taking time until they can finalize that info. We'll keep you posted on that. And to the left of me, we have the Grand Belizean Estates, which is the, what we would say, OG area, the original area that how Seacoast Beach started to get developed. There are a little bit over 1,000 lots in the area, with most of them having a size of right around 65 by 75, which is right under 5,000 square feet. There are 26 homes established in the area already, and this area is where the two most popular bars outside of the water are. Right behind me, we have the Guapos, first and last stop, and a little bit down the road, we have Roadkill Bar. roadside or second row from the roadside lots in this area go anywhere from 45, 50,000 to all the way up to $80,000. There's also interior lots that go anywhere from 35,000 to 45 up to 50,000. Now the area has a mix of elevated areas and very shallow swampy areas. For that reason, it is important that if you're buying a lot in this area, if you can't physically see the markers of where the property is, you definitely need to make a survey to just ensure that you know where the property is and the physical condition of the lot at the time of purchase. The next area in the list is Palmyra Woods. Let's go. This area to the right hand side of me is the Palmyra Woods. It composes of about 150 lots with sizes of anywhere from 60 by 100, which is 6,000 square feet, to up to 10,000 square feet lot. This area has a cool feature that it does have a pond access. The lots that are on the pond or in front of the pond go anywhere from $55,000 to $75,000, when the lots that are more at the back go anywhere from $30,000 to $45,000. The lots that are nearer to the pond have the best elevation and the best solidity, while the lots at the back, most of them need significant clearing and filling to be able to develop. There are approximately 7 established homes in this area. And another thing to note is right in front of me this way, you have a small area that is within the Grand Belizean Estates area called Palm Garden Estates, where lots go anywhere from 35 to 45,000, but it is a much smaller subdivision within the Grand Belizean Estates. Follow me as we head closer and closer to the beach. Now we will be showing you a little bit about the Colonia San Diego, the second area. Now the Colonia San Diego is between the Palmyra Woods Estate and the main Secret Beach that's on my right. This is heading west on the main road to Secret Beach. There's also a second area here in the back, which is the Ambergris Woods Estate, which is right down this road. We'll go and show you that as well. In the Colonia San Diego area number 2, there's approximately 300 lots with sizes varying, but most of them are anywhere from 60 by 80 feet. Prices for interior lots go under 35,000, while roadside or second row from the road go anywhere from 50 to 60,000. There are 5 established homes in the area. Now let's go to Ambergris Woods Estate. We are getting closer and closer to the main Secret Beach. Right before that, we have a smaller subdivision which is called Ambergris Woods Estates. Now this subdivision is really small. It only counts with about 40 lots. There is a small pond feature in the middle, and prices here go anywhere from 55,000 to 45,000. There are only 2 homes established in the area. Follow me as we get closer and closer to the beach. Let's go. We are finally in the last cutoff to the main Secret Beach area, but before we head in, we have to focus on West Key 1 and 2, and then the Habitat area are the last areas that have just been subdivided and sold off to the public. There's a combined approximate number of 1,500 lots within the 3 areas I mentioned. The sizes of these lots vary, but for the most part, they are about 65 by 75 or right under 5,000 square feet of space. Now, the Habitat area, which is the farthest area east, is the one with the highest elevation. West Key 2 and West Key 1 in the main road, the lots there, I've seen some of them come into the market for right around 60 to 75,000, while the ones at the back coming into the market for anywhere between 40 to 45,000. As you can see from the drone, currently only the main roads have been opened and filled, with the rest of the roads not yet completely finished. Now we get to go to the main Secret Beach. Let's go. We are finally here, and in the main Secret Beach you have 3 different smaller areas. So first you have the main Secret Beach where we're at, where most of the restaurants and bars are located. Then we do have a small area in the south, and then we have a little further area in the north. And I subdivide them this way because the main area is the area where all the action is happening compared to the other two. Overall, lots that have some sort of accessibility, there are about 500 of them. The sizes of these lots vary. Prices for lots that are in the back that currently don't have road access go anywhere from 85,000 to 120,000. Prices for roadside lots go anywhere from 100,000 to 200,000, and beachfront lots in the area, we've seen some come right up between 400,000 to 500,000 and over 500,000. So how about the beachfront restaurants and bars? Well, there are about 11 of them in the beachfront strip. There are two off-water restaurants and bars, which are Wapos and Roadkill. There are a couple massage places here. There's one water park and a couple of jet ski rental locations. My favorite one of all of them is definitely Blue Bayou and Harvest Cafe. Between Blue Bayou and Harvest Cafe are the only places that I ever come to at Siku Beach. And for Harvest Cafe, they are the only cafe in the Siku Beach, and they have a phenomenal stew chicken burrito that you have to try if you're coming to the area. So one of the big questions we started off with was, how viable are property rentals in the Siku Beach? Well, the reality is a quick browse through Airbnb.com will show you that there is only about 15 Airbnbs. A quick browse through the bookings.com website will show you only 6 options. Now, I have to be honest with you, my personal perspective, that if you're not beachfront or at least near the beach like this, you really don't have any advantage when it comes to rentals. The reality is that if you have off-water homes, you'll definitely have to find a sweet spot on the rental rate to drive people to stay in your home, because regardless of it, there will always be people who want to experience what it's like staying off. Now, here is one thing that I have noticed a large opportunity for. It is long-term rentals for people who are either building their home in the area or who just genuinely want to live here for a couple months out of the year to see if the Siku Beach is for them. How about grocery stores? Well, apart from the gas stations that's coming up, there isn't really any stores anywhere in the other subdivisions or in the main area than Lynn's convenience store. Now, Lynn's was just recently built and it's a nice mom and pop style. They actually have an Airbnb in the back as well for casitas, which is relatively close to the beach. So you should check them out too as well. We'll leave the link for their Airbnbs below. So what are the pros and cons of the Siku Beach and the neighboring subdivision? Well, the first pro is that you really can't get anywhere else outside of Siku Beach property in the island for the prices that you can get here. Additionally, you really can't find the kind of flexible seller financing that you find here than what you find out in the east side or in the northern side of San Pedro. The accessibility to seller financing of anywhere from 15 to 30 to 50% down on lots starting at 35, 45, 50,000, and then second row lots and so forth for the different prices we've spoken about is something that is not necessarily accessible in other areas of San Pedro. Now, the reason why there's so much flexibility in the financing that is offered is what leads us to our first con. It is relatively very dense. As you've seen, there is a large number of lots already. That means, and this is what I always tell buyers, there is always something for sale. And for that same reason, that you can always have about 24 lots available at any point, is that most sellers or developers have no choice but to offer that flexibility in seller financing to be able to move people towards the area. The second pro, as you can see in front of me, is the beautiful beach. There is no sargasso in the west coast. In the east coast, you will never have this type of beach close by. I always tell buyers, if you want this kind of beach and having the accessibility to it, you don't necessarily need to buy in the area, but if you want to live here, having a boat to access this and many of the other sandbars, both north or south, is something that should also be in your consideration to do. This leads me to my third pro, which is the Seacoast Beach area is not for everyone. And that is also a con. But we'll talk about it in a pro perspective. That means that the Seacoast Beach area is going to keep its relatively off-grid feel for the next foreseeable future, at least in my opinion. It means that if you're looking to be further away out of the San Pedro town, further away out from all the mayhem that the in-town, downtown area core has developed, the Seacoast Beach may be the right opportunity for you. Now, it is important, and this leads me to my third con, that you come here and experience it for yourself before making a big decision into thinking that this area is for you, if you're thinking of it for residential purposes or for retirement home purposes. As you have seen from my previous what is it like to live in the Seacoast Beach area video, you will realize that my clients came here, saw the area, met with the locals, met with the people already living here, and then they made that decision to make Seacoast Beach their second home. I've met countless of buyers who are grateful, who didn't pull the trigger sight unseen, came here and realized that the Seacoast Beach, regardless of how good the deal is, wasn't what they were looking for. Now, the third con is because it is off-grid and because it is off the beaten path and it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get here, the development cost for homes is astronomically high compared to more closer areas of town. It isn't as cheap. It isn't just about buying a Mennonite house and dropping it on a lot. There's a lot that goes into having your property built out. First, you're looking at clearing and filling costs. You're looking at foundational costs, cistern and septic system, solar system, the cost of bringing a home or the cost of building it here. And then you're looking at the cost of furnishing it and finishing it and the maintenance that it takes to be able to fully have a home that is well kept and that you will enjoy to use is very high. Perhaps in another video we will do something of that nature. And the last con falls under infrastructure. Now, yes, the area is off-grid, and I personally believe that it will remain off-grid at least for the next 5 to 10 years. I recall when I first came about 10 years ago and how undeveloped the area was, and the many rumors that came across about electricity coming to the area, water coming to the area, which never came into fruition. Which leads me to my fourth con, which is development in Belize overall takes a lot more longer time to happen. If you're looking to buy a lot that does not have road access, you are going to have to highly consider that to be able to develop your lot or to be able to build in your lot, you are going to have to build your own road access, because while the responsibility is technically on the government to provide road accessibility, that's not the real case here. Now, I'm not saying that the current administration hasn't been doing great work, because they have. They have been doing great work with new infrastructure in town. They have been paving and making new roads in town. But obviously that also takes time to be able to reach to areas like these that are quite frankly not in their priority, because it is not where the locals mostly live. To conclude, is Seacoast Beach the great option for land banking? The short answer is yes, but you do need to realize that development here will take longer than expected or than thought of. And if you're looking to invest to make a quick flip, that might not be something that might work out for you here. But investing and holding in the long term, in the 5 to 10 year period, you may see significant appreciation on your properties. Secondly, is the Seacoast Beach really the phenomenal area for rental properties? The answer again to that is yes, if you own beachfront property, and if you are off the water, you would have to consider having lower rental rates or renting long term as well. And thirdly, is Seacoast Beach great for your retirement home. I absolutely believe it is. I have great clients who are happy in the area, but they did their due diligence before making that very significant decision. Regardless of the way you go by it, getting the best properties at the best prices are key. Because the worst it can happen is that if in 5 years you realize the Secret Beach isn't for you, you can put those properties in the market. With that said, I want to thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and give us your feedback about what is your thoughts on the Secret Beach area and which other areas you'd like to see us do next. See you on the next one.
Where is your next destination?